Morning, YouTube. Guys, I've been slacking. Number one reason is the battery on my phone is shot. So it doesn't last very long. I haven't had a chance to go get a new one. But I did want to give you guys an update. Here we are on the end of the barn. We've got something going on here. Got all my posts made and set. Got all my purlins hung and half the roof on. Did that yesterday. Did the roof yesterday. Purlins the night before, and then finished them up yesterday. And then, I don't know, several days before that, did my posts and stuff. Of course, then I had to cut the metal. I had to put 2x8 stringer up here, right on the side of the truss to get out past my metal. So, actually tying into the building has been the most difficult part on this whole project so far. It's supposed to rain later today. Wind's supposed to pick up later today, so I'm getting ready to get up and put my insulation on, put my first roll of insulation on, see if I can get another couple sheets up there. I did use hangers. I mounted my purlins flush at the top. These are 2x6s instead of 2x4s because this span is about 11.5 feet. It's just how it happened where I got the wood burner set. I had to have more than 10 feet. So I went with 2x6s. Apologize for not getting you guys all the footage of that going together. Let's get to it. Got my insulation, got my staple gun. Ladder, no hands? That's better. That's what she looks like up here. Get up on the roof. I'll go up to the peak, roll the insulation down this way, and then I tuck it under my metal here, well, at least a little bit. The last time I talked to you about this project, I had been slacking on videos for you, and then I leave you hanging, and I didn't get it footage after I got this piece of the roof on. So if you look behind me here, see I got half of this done. It actually started raining that day I started working on it, so I was in a predicament. I was up on the roof, I already had my insulation up, wind started blowing, started raining. I was like, well, I'm not stopping now. So I went ahead and got my 2 sheets on there over the insulation so I didn't have to worry about it blowing off. As you can see, we've got a roof. I'm actually getting ready to put the piece of ridge cap right up here. I got some insulation that's sticking out past there, and it's not gonna hurt anything. I could leave it, but I'm just gonna fold it down. I'm gonna staple it to the last purlin up there. Let's see here, get it right. Yeah, the last purlin right there. I'm gonna get ready to do that, and then I'm gonna climb up there, get my ridge cap up there, get my closures on, get all that put together. Here's the closures I'm using. These are actually vented ridge cap closures, so it's mesh, keeps bugs and birds and stuff out, but still lets air pass through. I put sealed ones up on the building because it actually has vents on either end, so I didn't really see the need of doing both. These are more expensive than the sealed ones. We're up at the peak. See the house, see the stack sticking up there. See the ridge cap. This was all that skylight ridge cap. Whenever I've been wanting to do that for a while now. It just got so brittle and hard, and had a couple hailstorms, and it just hit it and just had holes all through it, and every joint it would leak because when you get a snow, it wasn't strong enough to hold the weight of the snow, and it'd get snow on it, and then it would become a trough, and it would just hold the snow, and then whenever it melted, it'd all run into the barn. So I went away from that. The light that it gave was nice, very nice. I can tell a huge difference. It's much darker now, but I'd rather it be dark. I got electricity and lights, so you know it's not a huge deal, but I'd rather not have the skylight and have no leaks than have leaks with a skylight. So I went ahead and decided to do this all in one run here, instead of trying to do that later or whatever. So we got one more piece is gonna get us done here. We got it all stapled down. I'm gonna lay my closures down, and then I'll go down and get the ridge cap and get it up here. There's our closures. Ready to put the ridge cap up now. Cut the ridge cap. Getting ready to head up the ladder. Wish me luck. I'll see you on top. Got it up here. All right, guys, got the ridge cap on. All done. Left the end screws out. I'm gonna be putting my rake trim up here after I get the wall on. And if I need to, I can take this screw out or loosen a couple of these up to get enough space to get my rake trim under there. But I don't think I'll have too much issues with it. But looks pretty good down through there. Excuse the mess here, but we're back here on the east side of this here building. I've got 2 of my 2x4 girts up. I gotta put one more right up here, across here, and I'm gonna take you up here and explain to you kind of how I'm doing this. This is actually the biggest pain in the butt of doing this, is tying it into the existing building. So you see here, I got the corner piece taken off. I got the metal back pulled back on either side, and I've got a mark here. I've got a mark over here. I'm taking my circular saw and I'm cutting only the depth of this board, so I'm not cutting into the post. And I'm removing this piece of this board and the end of this board so I can tie the girt into here and have an area here to tie into. Now here's where I've already done one. You can see that it's slightly different here. That's just how it turned out, how it came out where I started over here. Slightly different grade. I got one more here. I'll cut those off, get that board put up. And then I'll have to come down here, and this is probably gonna be a little bit more difficult because I'm gonna have to actually tie in my double angle trim piece here for my wainscot and tie in my rack guard. So I'll have to cut a notch out of that and everything. And then of course I'm having to notch out the metal where it goes around these 2x. And then I'm gonna take my shears and I'll cut the end of this metal off here, because then I'm actually gonna continue right along this wall here. I'll show you what I did here. Right quick. So, you see, notched it off here, notched it here, made my mark for the bottom of my board. I'm gonna butt it right up against here. I gotta get my length here. All right, so this is kind of, the ladder's kind of in the way, but got my screw here. You can see that. And then get my board cut to length. I'll get up on that ladder down there. And then I'll set the end of the board up here on this screw. And then attach that in, attach this end. Then all I gotta do is make my notch in the metal, and we'll be done up here. 144 and a light 3/8. I'm gonna cut that off. We'll have her to length, and then we'll be ready to stick her up there. Okay, now get my hand out of the way just to make sure. And we're getting ready to notch it out. There she blows. We're done up here. Morning, guys. Got dark last night, but we're back out here again. See what we're working on here. Got this corner all the way off. I got the bottom corner piece off. I took, you can see it hanging here, my double angle. So for the rack guard, this mark right here is where I want to cut this board, because I got a nail right here, so I don't want to hit the nail. So I'm going to cut this board here. I got a mark over here on this board where I want to cut it. We're going to come in here with a 2x, basically sitting right here on this board here. Okay. And whenever I put my new piece of rack guard up, I'm not making this corner. I'm just going straight down to that corner. notch. Cutouts here, cutout there. All right, I got my first board cut. I got my screw in down here. I'm gonna take a measurement, make my mark down here where it needs to be. Be ready to stick her up there. We got this board up. I have only put the outer 2 nails in at this end. I'm gonna put 2 more down here. But I'm gonna wait till I put that board on edge to pull that in. It's just got a little bit of a bow to it. Same thing with this one. And then this one here, I got it set where I'm wanting it. I'm gonna drill 2 holes. I'm gonna put 2 structural screws to hold that in. All right, got my first hole drilled. So I just put the board up here, drill through the board, through the steel, and then as soon as I punch the steel, I stop because I don't want to drill the wood out that's going to be holding this board up there. And here's the structural screws we're using. They're 3 1/4 inch, I think. I think it's 3 1/4. And they call them 5/16. Let's see if we can get that driven in. I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not. I might have to put you guys down because this thing's a wrist breaker. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. Get our next one. One step closer. All right, so we got that bottom board on and finished. All the boards on this side are up. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch the metal for these 3 boards here. All right, we got all this. Everything's backwards in the camera. We got, you guys ever, you ought to just, you don't make YouTube videos, you ought to just try doing this because everything's backwards. My arm's over here. I think it needs to go to the left. Nope, let's go to the right. So, anyways, we did get all these notched. I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2x6s on edge here, here, and here. And what that's gonna do, I have a couple boards here that are crooked. That'll straighten that up. That's not the only reason I'm doing that. The main reason is I'm going to actually put some plywood or OSB, whatever I determine I want to use, on the inside of this. Just do 4 foot from the bottom 4 foot, and so those on edge will allow me to attach that OSB or plywood to here and give it some rigidity this way. And what I'm doing that for is, if I just put metal on the outside and I stack up wood, even if I try to stay off of it, if a piece rolls down and hits the metal, it'll ding it and dent it up and everything. So that's why I'm looking at doing that. All right, I got my boards on edge. All right, guys, got everything up. Bubble wrap is up for the first sheet. Got our rack guard up, made our corner. Put our rack guard down to right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get some metal on here, and then once I get this wall over here done, I'll have to put up my wainscot board, and we'll move on around here. reference where we're at. We're on the north end of the addition. It's probably too dark back here for you to see, but here's what we did the other day. I got you guys some footage of, and we actually got the top finished, but it was dark, so couldn't really get any footage of that. But you saw us put up the bottom wainscot. Today, I'm going to continue on my wainscot on the bottom here. I'll only be able to put 2 sheets up before I have to put another piece of insulation. But I want to get far enough down that I can put another piece of double angle trim up here. So the insulation is really creating a pain in the butt. But I've started. I'm going to continue it on until I run out. And we'll see how that goes. This piece here went up really well. I got 4 pieces of metal on the bottom up, 2 full pieces of insulation. I left this corner loose up here. I'm not going to get to that tonight, and I don't know, I may decide to stable it just in case. It'll probably keep it from tearing down as easily. But tomorrow, when it's sunny out, sunshine, I can see, I'm gonna, that 2x6 up there, right there, I'm gonna put one on edge on the inside because that one is kind of bowed out. I'm going to try to straighten that up. And to get to that, in order to do that, I'm going to put some screws from the outside in. And I'll have to pull that insulation loose anyways. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to see if I can get this piece of trim up, and then I'm going to call it quits for tonight. And then in the morning, I'll continue on trying to at least get caught up to this point with my top sheets. That way I don't have to worry about the insulation. That's my plan. So, all right, let's see what we can do. All right, guys, got my double angle trim marked out here. I'm notching out 1 inch here. So then this here will overlap on the next piece, but then the 2 pieces here will just butt up to each other. That keeps them from being all wonky because this is actually doubled here. So if you double on top of double, it really gets pretty thick and it doesn't lay right. And then over here, I'm going to cut here and cut here, and I'm going to make a cut here. And so I'm going to basically remove this piece here. That's going to allow me to make my 90-degree turn around the corner. And so these 2 squares here will overlap each other, and these 2 here should meet each other right on the 2x. We'll see how that goes. Measured in the dark, who knows? It may be completely wrong. We'll find out though. I'm getting ready to find out. Here we go. All right, so here's what it looks like. Got my notch here, got my notches here, and my cut here. And so what's going to happen here is this will make a bend, and I need 2 hands to do it. Darn the luck. All right, so got ourselves a 90-degree angle. Pretty close corner. So now we'll go install it. All right, guys, I'm finished for the night. The day, night. I'm gonna call this night. So, walk over here and show you guys I'll show you this piece of trim I got, as well as kind of what I did here. All right, so we've put up this bottom piece of wainscot. I got this piece of trim up. So now I'm good to go for at least 3, maybe not quite 3. Yeah, probably 3 pieces up above here. See, it meets right here in the middle, right there. And here's what the corner looks like. See These two pieces meet up pretty good. These two pieces overlap, and this is all continuous here. So there we have it. It's looking more and more like a building. Thank goodness. Call that a night. I'm gonna go in, give me a bite to eat, warm up a little bit. It's a little bit chilly out here. All right, see you guys tomorrow.